Hey family, it's your girl. Hey Jackie. It's good to see you, my sister. Hey guys, it's your girl Nicole Bozeman. I'm your safe space influencer, mindset transformationalist. And I just wanted to come on tonight. I want to do a little healing out loud. I want to talk about this springtime seasonal depression. I don't know about you guys, but today has been a really kind of a rough emotional day for me. I'm exhausted, family. This weather, this depression that I thought that we were getting out of because we were coming in the calendar season, into our spring, and it started to get a little nice outside and warm outside, and then the weather started shifting and changing again, and now it's all dark and gloomy. And if you've been feeling a little down, if you've just been feeling a little stressed and heavy, just in your emotional, mental space, I want you to just join me. Come on inside your safe space of crystals, diamonds, and pearls. And let's talk about it. Let's heal out loud tonight. I'm going to share how this time you're not feeling weird or strange, or it's not unfamiliar feeling. This is something that a lot of people are feeling right now. And it is an continual onset of what we call seasonal depression. And it really affects us when the weather changes like this. And, for a minute there, everybody was happy. You can feel the elation, the excitement, because it was warmer. The sun was shining. And now the last couple of days, between the tornadoes and hurricanes and stuff and rain that's been going down in Florida, to what's been happening out there out here in out here in New York and Boston and Newark and Jersey and all that, and up and down the East Coast. It's just been dysfunctional, right? And if you've been feeling that way, if you've been feeling like, dang, just when I thought it was going to feel better and I was going to get better, here we go again. Just leave a heart in the comments section below, because I want you to know, first of all, that you're not alone. And what you're feeling is real, and it's valid. And what I noticed today, and the reason why I wanted to come on and heal out loud, is that not only am I feeling this thing called this seasonal depression, but what it did for me in my journey of healing out loud, in my journey of healing and wellness. And I share with many of you guys quite often my story of breaking free out of a narcissistic and toxic relationship, and how it was destroying me, and how it almost had me on the brink of suicide. Just mentally and emotionally and spiritually just depleted and drained and exhausted and tired. And I had to break free, or I just did not feel like I was going to make it in my mindset. And I've been 6 months, in no contact with this individual. But recently, in the last week or two, I've been noticing a shifting that's been taking place in my mindset and my behavior. And as a safe space influencer and a mindset transformationalist, one of the things that I experience on a daily basis is my own journey of healing and wellness. I love creating that safe space for you all as my clients, as my supporters, and as my friends who come on here and, hang with me and support me and engage with me when I do these lives and my videos and my reels and things like that. But at the same time, I have to also be a partaker of the things that I talk about and I coach on, and I train my clients to do and experience. And so when Easter time came, last Sunday, I talked about the resurrected you, and you going through your own death, burial, and resurrection, and celebrating you. And I was so excited to do that. I was so excited to talk about it. I was so excited to bring that message of encouragement and strength and wisdom. And if that message encouraged you, will you do me a favor, as a way to support my continual journey, not only as a mindset transformationalist and as a safe space influencer, but also as a content creator, is to do me a favor, especially my Facebook family. We would send me those stars. It is a beautiful way to support me and my work and my content, and allow me the opportunity to continue to create really good content like this. But I'm going to jump right in, and I'm going to talk about the seasonal depression and how it triggered a childhood traumatic memory for me. And what I realized was, well, I just came off of a 3-day trip last night, and while I was sleeping, and early this morning, I woke up sobbing. I was already feeling sad because yesterday was really a bad day for traveling. And anybody that flew in the airlines, and I have one of my airline sisters watching me on Instagram, my girl Jackie. Shout out to you, RPA all the way, baby. But she was my classmate. She's my friend. She's my sister. I love her to pieces. And she knows, like I know, that we have been dealing with some major weather issues, and it was constant, a lot of delays and cancellations and issues in the airline industry. And yesterday was really rough. We started off late. The entire day we were delayed. We were just constantly back to back. It was full aircrafts, full flight. So I was just really drained and tired. Didn't get a chance to really eat, because by the time we got to our next destination, we were so late that we were doing what we call a turn and burn. And it was basically, we get them off, clean, get you on, get out. Get them off, clean, get you on, get out. And so there wasn't a chance for us to just kind of breathe and have a moment, us being the flight crew, myself, the other flight attendant, the captain, and the first officer. And so we were just nonstop. So we weren't eating well. We were just, eating what was on the aircraft. It was just Delta, who has the best snacks. It was a bunch of chips and, stuff that we just didn't need to be eating. When I got home, I was so exhausted. When I got off that aircraft and got to my car, it was freezing here. And I was like, what happened? How did I go from being in Memphis and it's beautiful and 78 degrees and I'm riding a scooter and I'm going bowling and I'm having a great time, to it being freezing cold? And I immediately felt sad, like immediately. And I felt this weightiness of the week and the 3 days and last night and just the whole day just fall on me. And so when I came home and I got myself together and I unpacked and I showered and got to bed, and I woke up about 3 o'clock this morning and I was in tears. Like, guys, I couldn't stop crying. And I was asking myself, what in the world is going on? And I realized that a childhood traumatic memory was triggered. And I started thinking about this situation that occurred when I was little, and I was 5 years old, and I was in preschool. Oh my God. Hey, Vet, thank you, my beautiful sister, for joining me. And I was 5 years old and I was in preschool, and I was being bullied. And I'll never forget this day. I was being bullied, and I went to tell the teacher, like, hey, what's happening? And the teacher got angry at me. And instead of trying to protect me, she put tape on my mouth. And she made me sit in that class the entire day with my mouth taped shut. And when I realized in that very moment, in my dream, in that moment of the childhood trauma coming back up to surface for me, is I realized that in that very moment, the 5-year-old Nicole took on the belief system that I would never be safe. And the bullies kept bullying me that day, and ever since then. And I found myself feeling that my emotions and my feelings didn't matter to anybody. Nobody would hear them. And that I will always be bullied and I would never be protected. And throughout my life, throughout middle school, junior high, high school, I was bullied a lot. Like a lot. And it was really bad. And I never really shared this. This is the first time I'm sharing this. And there's a reason why I'm sharing this, because I'm talking about the seasonal depression. And it been so cold in the springtime that it's throwing many of us in these emotional roller coaster rides. And my seasonal depression that kicked in last night triggered this childhood memory. And I'm hearing out loud tonight with you guys. And that memory had me so vulnerable and so opened. And my heart just opened, and I was crying so badly that I couldn't breathe. It was one of those crying with your nose get all clogged up and you can barely breathe. Type tears were falling down my eyes, and I began to talk to that little one in me, and I began to tell her that she was going to be okay, and that she was going to be safe, and that she is safe. But what I realized is that I held on to that belief system that I would never be protected. My emotions and my feelings were never valuable. They would never be heard. They would never be seen. And throughout my childhood, I was always running away from the bullies. Like I remember when I would come home from school, I would run home from school, or I would try to hide somewhere until I thought everybody was gone and would go home. And then I would take the long way home, and I'm always looking over my shoulder around the corners, and I had to walk back and forth to school. And it was I didn't know then what I know now. But what I realized is that entire experience caused me to create these belief systems. And many of us have these belief systems from childhood that trigger these traumatic experiences and moments in our adult life. And for 53 years, guys, 53, I held on to the belief that my feelings and my emotions didn't matter. And whenever somebody would not hear me, whenever I would try to say something and they would just kind of shut it down or shut me down, or I felt like I was being shut down, I would feel that tape going back over my mouth, and I would run and hide, and I would disconnect, and I would just not talk, and I would separate myself. And I did it for a very long time, and I realized now in my adult life that was one of my coping mechanisms. And this whole traumatic moment and memory came up while dealing with this narcissistic relationship. And the reason why it's so important is because the other day I did a video and I talked about dealing with the power of forgiveness and healing yourself through forgiveness. And I talked about how I'm tired of feeling unforgiveness. I'm tired of carrying it. I'm tired of being upset. I'm tired of being angry. I'm tired of talking about it all the time, over and over and over again. Like, I'm over it. I'm over having to discuss it or explain it. And here's one for you. I'm over using it as an excuse for not being happy. Like, I realized that how we do one thing is how we do everything. And that running away from my bullies, that feeling like every time somebody wouldn't say anything, or somebody wouldn't support, or somebody wouldn't hear me, or I thought they wasn't hearing me, or felt like they wasn't hearing me, then I felt like the tape was going over my mouth, and so I would run and hide. I would separate, I would shut down, I would disconnect, and that's my weapon of warfare. Today, when I had that moment and it came up, and I felt myself in such a depressed state, but when I had that emotional and traumatic memory come back up to surface, and I was crying, and I started journaling my thoughts, and I just realized that, you know, even in my business, even showing up as a mindset transformationalist and a safe space influencer, I was doing the same thing. If I didn't feel like I was being supported or heard, or did nobody like the video or the post or the comment or whatever, or nobody shared it or something like that, then they didn't care, and I wasn't valuable, and my voice wasn't being heard, and I would shut down, and I would run and hide, Then I would have to go through this journey and process all over again of releasing and let it go and acknowledging my emotions. And this is something that I've been dealing with for and going through for quite some time. And I call it the Queen Esther's cleansing session. And I do offer those in workshops and seminars. If you're interested, just, send me an inbox and we can talk about it. But I love hosting those Queen Esther cleansing sessions because it gave me the opportunity to begin to deal with my emotions and to really acknowledge them and to really deal with the inner me, the little one in me, and acknowledge, like, I feel that you did not feel safe. And that's what happened this morning. I had a conversation with her. The adult me talked to the little one in me and the little Nicole. And I told the little Nicole, the tape is no longer on your mouth. Your voice matters. And for the person that's watching this video right now, I want you to know that the tape is off of your mouth. Your voice does matter. Your emotions and your mental state, it matters. And if nobody told you that it does, I'm telling you that it does. You're important. You're valuable. Your thoughts and your opinions are so needed. And it's so precious. And I don't want you to give up on yourself, feeling like you'll never be heard, you'll never be supported, you'll never be encouraged, you'll never have that strength. Because not only will you have it, but you already do have it. I want you to feel safe to step in it and stand in it and speak your truth like I'm doing right now. And I love these sessions. I call them Healing Out Loud sessions. And I'm healing out loud with you guys, my audience, my supporters, my friends. And even for those that are sneaking in the back door, the Nicodemuses in my life, and that's on my page, for you too. It doesn't matter anymore. I discovered and I realized, and I had to allow myself to acknowledge my feelings, not only to the little Nicole, but to the adult Nicole. And when it came to the situation with the narcissist, I realized that there was still love I had for that person. And I still care about that person. And that's just who I am. And I didn't want to feel like I couldn't do it because of the pain that I experienced while being with them. I can love them and still not have to be with them. You know what I'm saying? I can have the love of God because that's how God created me to be and not feel ashamed about it because of who they are and the things that they've done to me that hurt me and hurt my feelings. So I've been spending the last 48 hours really just allowing myself to wear that thought process and that belief and to begin to change some of my habits and my emotional responses and reactions to things. I don't want to react to things anymore because when I react, and when we react to things, they are in control of your emotions. But when you respond, you are. And I'm choosing to be a responder and allow my emotions to speak for themselves and to be honest with myself and in my truth. All day today, I had a beautiful opportunity to work with my client because the other thing that I do is I'm a pageant coach. And I have a client, and she's preparing to compete in about another week. And I had the chance to go to her house, and we went through her wardrobe, and we walked, and I did practice interview with her and all this stuff. And I had such a beautiful time doing it. It took me back to when I was competing, and it just reminded me of the queen that I am, you know? And I stood in that truth, my dear. And I let the little Nicole in me see the big Nicole and say, look, your voice is heard. You're okay. You're protected. And when you didn't feel protected, the 5-year-old you didn't feel protected by your teacher because she closed your mouth and she told you your voice wasn't valuable. And the bullies had leeway to just bully me because the teacher didn't think that I was worthy enough to be protected, right? But what I realized too is that it was also showing up in my business. And I didn't want that either. So today has been a really emotional day for me, and I found myself in a small feeling, and I call it small because I know that I'm still in a good space, and I can feel the healing, and I can feel the wellness, and I know that there are parts of me that are already super duper healed, and then there's parts of me that are still healing. And that's what I say all the time. You are healing while parts of you have already healed. And I stand in both of them, and many of us do. Don't even realize it. But we allow the unhealed side of the parts of us that are still healing to control the healed parts of, or to hide the healed parts of us, and say that they're not able to be seen, or they're not allowed to be seen, or acknowledged, or appreciated, or honored, or shown. Because how dare you show the healed side of you if you still have unhealing in you? Well, it's those healed sides of me and those healed parts of you that allow the unhealed parts to get healed. You create the energy and the space and the vibe and the flow and the strength, and watch this, the power to allow the unhealed parts of you to begin to heal itself and be okay with the letting go of the trauma, letting go of the memory of it. I didn't want to hold on to the memory no more. But that memory helped me to realize where I am, and I really have come a long way, and where I'm going. Because now I know that the tape that was on my mouth has been ripped off. And I just have to continue to show up and speak my truth. And many of you just continue to speak your truth. Unabashed. Your truth is just that. It's yours. It belongs to you. You have fought. You have stood in this truth. You have gone through some things to create this truth. So don't let nobody else take it away from you. Will everybody else appreciate this truth that I'm sharing? Probably not. Because some of the people that caused some of this trauma are going to look at it and be like, they're going to remember the past, they're going to remember an encounter or a situation or a circumstance or whatever it is that that they and I may have had, and realize that, yeah, I could be talking about you, but I'm talking to you, but I'm not talking about you. I'm just speaking my experience, and that's how I felt. That's what I went through. And when I realized that this weather is indicative of my emotional state right now, a little cold, a little, whew, don't want to turn my heat back on in my house. So I'm bundling up. Didn't want to really watch TV or do anything today. I just kind of sat on my couch. I wasn't on social media today a lot. This is the first time I've been on all day. I want to encourage each and every one of you to be okay with feeling this feeling of sadness, perhaps depression. Some, I hate to use that word, but some of us are really feeling that. This weather is affecting our emotional space. And for some of you all, it's triggering moments, or it's triggering memories or experiences that you may have had in the past that makes you feel cold and unprotected, off balance, unstable. And that's okay too. You need those memories to come up. They're coming up for a reason. Don't run from them like I used to do with mine. Stand in your truth. Acknowledge that that's where you are. Let the tears fall. Let them flow. When I get off of here, guys, I'm sitting in my closet. Yes, it is seasonal affective disorder, or seasonal depression. It is so real, and a lot of us is experiencing it right now. The last couple of days, because of the imbalance within the weather system, that really is affecting us emotionally and mentally. I wanted to go to the gym, and I just didn't have the energy or the strength to do it. And I was like, forget it. I don't even want to go. I found myself looking for snacks to eat, but I had to really just discipline myself and say, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to get into bad eating habits because you're in this space of not feeling emotionally happy. I just don't. I feel like blah. And I'm okay. I'm okay with feeling that way. Because again, it triggered this traumatic childhood memory that also opened up the wound and the healing. It opened up the space for healing to come in because I allowed myself to acknowledge it and address it. And I talked to little Nicole, and I encouraged little Nicole, and I told her to keep striving, and that we're good, and that we are finding our balance, and that we are a coach, and we are a supporter, and we have a support system, and we have a team, and we have and people that are hearing us and appreciating our content and our words and our advice and our opinion. That it really does matter, that more importantly, that she's safe. I just want you to know, guys, you're safe. Even if it feels a little sad, a little heavy, a little weighty, you're safe. And you're okay. And I want you to be encouraged in that. I want you to hold on. Even if the weather outside gets a little topsy-turvy, and you're going to start feeling in your energy space. Some will be feeling energetic and, just kind of in this zone. But there's going to be some that's not going to feel that way. You're going to feel a little off. You're going to feel like you're on these emotional roller coaster rides. And I want you to know, to you that feel that way, that you are not alone. I feel that way. I have several friends in my timeline that's talking about it right now, which made me come on here and talk about mine. So be encouraged, family. Yeah. And if it starts feeling too heavy, pull out a journal and start writing. And if that's not your flow, if I have to write, reach out. Inbox me. Let's talk. We're more than willing to schedule an appointment with you and sit down with you and just talk. Because sometimes we just need somebody to listen. Don't hear to respond. Just listen. And I'll be that listening ear for you. I know what it's like. Like I said, look where I'm at. I'm in my closet, guys. Literally, I'm in my closet, sitting on the floor. And you know what? I like it in here right now. It just feels comfortable. I just kind of close myself off to the coldness out there, in the weather, and just in the atmosphere. So much destruction that we're seeing. Some of you all need to take a news blackout. You need to stop watching the news. It's so depressing. Another shooting took place down south. The one in Louisville, Kentucky. The other one, I forget where it was, in Memphis, somewhere down south, there was another shooting. There was another incident in Alabama, I believe, that just happened like a day or two ago, maybe. There's enough negativity going on around us that we're feeling it in our personal space and in our emotional space. And so I just want to again remind you that it's okay. Yeah, it's jacked up out there. And sometimes you just need to go run and hide for a moment. Shut everything down. Turn your phone off. And listen to your loved ones. I'm good. I'm okay. I just need a moment to myself. And take it. And do whatever you need to do to allow yourself to just rest in your emotional mental space. For me, I spent the day really quiet. I redid my hair. I just laid around, drank some tea. I went, like I said, I did my coaching session this morning. That helped me just kind of feel like, okay. But this right here really makes me feel good. Sharing, letting you guys know that you're not alone in this, and knowing that I'm not either. So, as I close this out, I want you to know that you are loved, you are needed, you are supported, you are seen, and you are heard. Stay in your safe space. And if you don't have one, jump into Crystals, Diamonds, and Pearls. Look around. Watch a video or two. And I hope that that content will encourage you. I hope that this encourages you. And I want you to do me all a favor. Will you like and share this video? Because there's a lot of people out here that may not be saying anything, but they're really not doing well right now. And that's okay too. All right, guys, know that I love you all. Again, if you are on my Facebook page, this content was an encouragement to you. Will you please send those stars? I'm doing a 500 star challenge. Send 500 stars, and just it would give you an opportunity to just sow seed into my ministry, into my business, into me. It will allow me to continue to create this amazing content, to heal out loud, to share my story, to share ways that you can begin to heal and find wellness, to release all the negativity, the toxicity out of your life, to do your Queen Esther's cleansing session, to experience a moment where you just cleanse out your emotional, mental space and really begin to breathe again. Deal with this seasonal depression, guys. It's real. And in mid-spring, we're still dealing with it. So if you are in that space where you feel like you're spiraling, talk to someone. Send me an inbox, and only serious inquiries, please. Do not send me no crazy stuff. I will absolutely block and delete you, because I'm not even in that space. I'm really about being a safe space influencer for those who are feeling this seasonal depression and feeling this anxiety and the stress that are being triggered and having these childhood trigger trauma experiences or encounters come up again. And just allow you to have a space where you can really talk it out and release it in a safe environment. And that's what Crystals, Diamonds, and Pearls is all about. So guys, I love you all. It's Tuesday. I'm going to get out of my closet now. I'm going to go have me some lemon water. And I'm just going to chill and relax. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a beautiful rest of your week, and know that it is well. You are good. All is well. And it's okay to not be okay sometimes. All right, guys. Have a fabulous night. Thank you guys for hanging with me on my Instagram family. I love you so much. That I got to get to you as soon as possible. I need just a body treatment. I need to get into the sauna and just, and I also, Vet, real quick, I want to talk to you about your trainer, because I really want to start getting back into the gym too. So you and I can chat real soon and have that conversation. I'd really appreciate it. All right, guys. And if you know who I'm talking about, her name is Yvette Royale. She is Anastasia's crown. She is amazing. She does makeup, facial. She does body contouring. She is a nutritionist. She is all about health and wellness. And she is somebody that is seasoned. She is trained. She's gone through her own journey of healing and wellness, physically and emotionally, mentally, in her own space. And if you really need that body, just getting your body taken care of, getting it tight, looking good. She does waxing. She is all of that with the makeup. And her skincare is just absolutely amazing. You see, just say it. Please check her out, Anastasia's Crown. She's located in Pittsburgh. And so reach out to her. She has a website. She's on Facebook. She's on Instagram. And she's doing the thing. And she's so a beautiful person inside and out. And you guys have a great time at her salon. I just love her to death. She's my sister. She's my friend. And I'm so honored to have her a part of my life in my community. So that is it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me and hanging out with me. Know that I love you again. Please like, comment, and share. And my Facebook family, please support me by sending those stars. 500 stars. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Have a beautiful rest of your night. Mwah. Bye, family.